There's a moment, just after sunset, when the golden light fades, the road stretches endlessly ahead, and a long, low shape glides forward with silent confidence. No engine rumble. No gear shifts. Just motion and presence. This is the all-new Aston Martin DB13. Not just the successor to the legendary DB12, but the next chapter in one of the most storied lineages in automotive history. And it's not just fast, it's magnificent. Over 700 horsepower. A design so timeless, so sculpted, it looks like it was carved from a single block of British elegance. A cabin that feels like a private suite in the sky. This isn't just Aston Martin's answer to the Bentley Continental GT or the Ferrari Roma. It's their declaration that the Grand Tourer is alive, evolved, and more relevant than ever. From the moment it appears, with its iconic grille glowing under the twilight, its sweeping roofline slicing through the dusk, you know this is different. It's not pretending to be a supercar. It's not chasing trends. It's embracing legacy, with innovation, refinement, and a level of craftsmanship that borders on obsession. Today, we're diving deep into the DB13, from its head-turning design to its hand-stitched cockpit, from its effortless performance to its cutting-edge technology. We'll explore how fast it goes, how it handles, and whether it can truly carry the soul of the DB series into the future. And by the end, you'll know, is this the most important Grand Tourer of the decade? Or has the world moved on from hand-built luxury? Let's find out. Let's start with the way it looks, because the DB13 doesn't just carry on Aston Martin's design language, it refines it. At first glance, it's unmistakably an Aston. That long hood, the wide stance, the confident posture, but everything about it feels evolved. Smoother. More intentional. The overall length is 191.3 inches, with 77.0, height just 50.6, making it slightly longer and wider than the DB12, with a roofline that flows into the trunk like a classic Grand Tourer from the future. And with a drag coefficient of just 0.29, it's one of the most aerodynamic cars Aston Martin has ever built. A key reason it's so stable at high speeds and so efficient on long journeys. Up front, you're greeted by the new Celestial Blade LED headlights, a signature Aston Martin design element that pulses with light when you unlock the car. It's not just for show. It houses sensors for driver assistance and adaptive cooling for the engine and transmission. On either side are the ultra-slim, full LED headlights, now with dynamic turn signals and animated welcome sequences that light up like a greeting when you approach. The iconic Aston Martin grille is wider, deeper, and more three-dimensional than ever. Not just for cooling, but as a statement. It's functional, yes, but it's also emotional. A bold declaration that this car means business. Now, step back and take in the profile, because this is where the DB13 truly shines. That long hood, the short rear deck, the frameless doors that open with a soft click. The doors reveal flush door handles that pop out when you approach. And look at those wheels, 20-inch forged alloys in the front, 21-inch in the rear, wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires, filling the arches perfectly. They're not just stylish, they're lightweight and aerodynamically sculpted, with optional aero covers to further reduce drag. The side profile is defined by a single, sharp character line that runs from the front fender all the way to the taillights, clean, uninterrupted, and purposeful. No clutter. No unnecessary vents. Just smooth, flowing surfaces that guide the eye from front to back. And check out the rear quarter windows. They taper into the C-pillar with a subtle crease that echoes Aston Martin's classic design language, but with a more refined, modern execution. Around back, the story continues. You've got a full-width LED light bar. Not just a strip, but a dynamic display that animates when you unlock the car and pulses when you brake. The trunk lid is smooth and uncluttered, with a subtle lip spoiler for downforce. And the rear diffuser? Pure style. No exhaust to hide, of course, but it gives the car a planted, aggressive stance. The license plate is centered, clean, and framed by the wide track. And under the skin, the front-mounted engine and rear transaxle are perfectly balanced, giving the car near 49/51 weight distribution, critical for handling and stability. And let's talk presence, because the DB13 isn't trying to scream for attention. It's commanding silence. It's for the executive who values subtlety over flash, the collector who craves innovation without pretense, and the enthusiast who still believes in the soul of the combustion engine. This is a car for people who care about design, efficiency, and real-world usability. It's a daily driver with long-distance comfort, a tech showcase that doesn't feel overwhelming, and a vehicle that proves you don't need to be a two-seater to have soul. This isn't just a car, it's a statement. Now let's step inside, because if the exterior is a masterclass in modern elegance, the interior is where Aston Martin truly flexes its muscles. Sliding into the cabin, the first thing you notice is the space. Despite its sleek, fastback roofline, the DB13 feels huge inside. That's thanks to Aston Martin's new GTE platform. Designed from the ground up for next-generation Grand Tourers, with no transmission tunnel, no engine block stealing room. The result? A wheelbase of 109.4 inches, longer than the DB12, which means rear legroom that's nothing short of first class. Even at 6'3", I had over 6 inches of space between my knees and the front seat. And the ceiling? That panoramic glass roof stretches from the base of the windshield all the way to the rear window, making the cabin feel like a lounge in the sky. The materials? Luxurious, sustainable, and impeccably finished. You've got optional bridge of leather, hand-stitched, soft, rich, and available in onyx black, ivory, or racing green. Or go for the eco-conscious Alcantara weave fabric, made from recycled materials, that feels just as premium. Real open-pore wood trim on the dash and doors, no fake plastic here. Brushed titanium accents. Every surface you touch feels expensive, tightly assembled, and thoughtfully placed. No squeaks, no rattles, just precision craftsmanship that rivals the best in the business. Now look at the dash, because this is where Aston Martin throws down the gauntlet. Dominating the center is the 12.3-inch curved OLED display, a digital instrument cluster, and a central infotainment screen, both seamlessly bonded into a single glass-like surface. It's not just beautiful, it's functional. The interface is clean, responsive, and powered by Aston Martin's latest infotainment software. No lag, no freezing, no hunting through submenus. Climate controls? Always visible at the bottom. Navigation? Crystal clear, with real-time routing that factors in traffic and road conditions. And here's the genius part. Haptic feedback and voice control work in harmony. When you press a button on the screen, you feel a subtle click. No more guessing if you actually tapped it. And Hey Aston wakes the system instantly. Hey Aston, lower the temperature and play some jazz. Done. Hey Aston, find the nearest service center. On screen. It even recognizes multiple user profiles, so the car knows who's driving and adjusts seating, mirrors, and preferences automatically. Below that, near the center console, is a beautifully crafted aluminum gear selector. Not a stalk, not a dial, but a sculpted piece of art that glows softly when you start the car. It's angled perfectly toward the driver, minimizing glare. And speaking of lighting, the ambient system here is next level. You've got 32 color options, with zones that can be customized independently. Want a soft blue glow on the footwells and a warm amber on the dash? Done. There's even a mood light feature that shifts colors based on driving mode. Cool blue in efficiency, warm red in sport. It's not just mood lighting, it's an experience. Seating? Plush, supportive, and available with heating, ventilation, and massage on higher trims. The front seats are 16-way power adjustable, with excellent bolstering for long drives. In the back? Even better. Thanks to that long wheelbase and flat floor, rear passengers get limo-like legroom. And the rear seats are heated with their own climate controls, USB-C ports, and even a rear touchscreen for adjusting settings. This isn't just a driver's car, it's a full family luxury machine. Storage? Surprisingly practical. There's a deep center console with wireless charging, 2 USB-C ports, and enough room for your phone, wallet, and keys. The door pockets are wide, the glove box is deep, and the rear armrest has cup holders and controls for the rear passengers. And despite being a performance machine, it's got a real trunk, 14.8 cubic feet, which is more than a Bentley Continental GT. Plus, there's a small frunk up front, about 3.9 cubic feet, enough for a weekend bag or charging cables. For a car this sleek, it's shockingly livable. Now let's talk tech, because if the design and interior are impressive, the technology is where the DB13 truly separates itself from the pack. Aston Martin has equipped the DB13 with one of the most advanced tech suites in its class, and it's all designed to make your life easier, not more complicated. Starting with driver assistance, Aston Martin Adaptive Dynamics combines adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, traffic jam assist, and hands-free highway driving in select regions. It uses a combination of cameras, radar, and ultrasonic sensors to deliver confident, smooth automation. It can handle lane changes, on-ramp merging, and even stop-and-go traffic with near-human intuition. And if you take your hands off the wheel too long, a gentle chime reminds you to stay focused. No harsh disengagements. But it's not just about automation, it's about connectivity. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? Fully supported, both wireless. Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi hotspot, over-the-air updates, all standard. You can update the car's software while you sleep, adding new features, improving performance, or enhancing safety without ever visiting a dealership. Aston Martin has already rolled out multiple major updates since launch, improving everything from voice recognition to battery management. Voice control? "Hey Aston," wakes the system instantly, and it understands natural speech. "Hey Aston, lower the temperature and play some jazz." Done. "Hey Aston, find the nearest charging station with restrooms." On screen. It even recognizes multiple user profiles, so the car knows who's driving and adjusts seating, mirrors, and preferences automatically. And then there's the Aston Martin Connected app, your digital key and command center. Lock or unlock the car from your phone. Precondition the cabin before you get in. Monitor driving stats. Activate the welcome lighting sequence. You can even honk the horn or flash the lights if you're trying to find it in a crowded parking lot. It's seamless, intuitive, and deeply integrated. One of the coolest features? The welcome light sequence. When you approach the car, the headlights and taillights animate in sync, the doors unlock silently, and the interior glows to life, all without pressing a button. It's not just convenient, it's emotional. It makes you feel like the car is happy to see you. And for those who love personalization, the DB13 lets you save multiple driving profiles, customize screen layouts, and even set preferred charging times to take advantage of off-peak electricity rates. This isn't just a car, it's a smart, connected lifestyle device. Now let's get to the heart of the matter, performance. Because all the luxury and tech in the world mean nothing if the car doesn't deliver when you stomp the throttle. And here, the Aston Martin DB13 doesn't just deliver, it glides. Under the skin, you've got a twin-turbocharged 4.0-liter V8 engine. Co-developed with Mercedes-AMG, but uniquely tuned by Aston Martin, producing 710 horsepower and 664 lb-ft of torque. That's more than a Ferrari Roma, and it's a Grand Tourer. And because it's paired with a 48-volt mild hybrid system, it delivers instant torque off the line, while the twin-turbo V8 builds to a scream that sends chills down your spine. And the numbers? They're impressive. The DB13 hits 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds. Top speed? 202 miles per hour, electronically limited, of course. And it does it all with a calm, almost eerie composure. There's no drama, no wheel spin, no lurching, just a relentless surge of acceleration that pins you to the seat. It's not violent, it's authoritative. But it's not just about straight-line speed. The handling? Razor sharp. The DB13 gets adaptive suspension with rear-wheel steering, up to 4 degrees of counterphase steering at low speeds for tighter turns, and in-phase at high speeds for stability. The result? A car that feels smaller than it is, dancing through corners with precision and balance. The steering is weighted perfectly, not too light, not too heavy, with real feedback coming through the wheel. And the brakes? Massive steel discs with optional carbon ceramics, bringing this 4,100-pound beast to a stop from 60 miles per hour in just 108 feet. That's supercar territory. And the best part? It's comfortable. Even in Sport Plus mode, the ride is supple, soaking up bumps and imperfections without crashing or jittering. Switch to GT mode, and it glides over the road like a magic carpet. There's no noise, no tire hum, no wind whistle. Just the distant howl of the turbos and the soft thump of the suspension. It's serene, calming, and yet, at any moment, you can unleash pure fury with a flick of your right foot. In real-world driving, it's a dream. On the highway, it's whisper quiet, with minimal wind or road noise. The suspension soaks up expansion joints and potholes without drama. In the city, it's easy to maneuver despite its size, thanks to tight turning circles and excellent visibility. And on twisty backroads, it handles with surprising poise. Body roll is minimal, turn-in is sharp, and the rear-wheel drive system keeps you planted through corners. This isn't just a long-range cruiser. It's a genuinely engaging driver's car. Now, let's talk about the engine and efficiency, Because what good is all this power if you can't use it without constantly refueling? The DB13 runs on a twin-turbo V8 with a 48-volt mild hybrid system. Not designed for electric-only driving, but for performance, efficiency, and seamless stop-start operation. It allows for brief coasting in neutral and recaptures energy during braking. Emoji? Around 17 city, 26 highway. Not class-leading, but respectable for a 710 horsepower V8. The fuel tank holds 22.5 gallons, giving it a real-world range of over 500 miles on a single tank. That's more than enough for a non-stop drive from London to Edinburgh or New York to Washington, D.C., without stopping. It's not plug-in. It's not electric. But it's efficient for a car this powerful. And with cylinder deactivation, it can run on 4 cylinders during light loads, further improving fuel economy. Now, let's be real. No car is perfect. So let's break down the pros, the cons, and how it stacks up against the competition. 3 major pros. First, the design. The DB13 is arguably the most beautiful Grand Tourer on the market. Timeless, elegant, and aggressive when it needs to be. Second, the driving dynamics. The DB13 is the most engaging GT in its class, true to Aston Martin's power, beauty, and soul promise. Third, the build quality. Every stitch, every panel, every surface feels hand-finished and deeply considered. A level of craftsmanship that rivals the best in the world. Now the cons. 1. The price. Starting at over $250,000, this isn't a car for the masses. It's for collectors and enthusiasts. 2. The tech. While advanced, it's still built on a modified Mercedes platform, which some purists may see as a compromise. And the competition? The Bentley Continental GT offers more luxury and a DB12 option, but it's heavier and less engaging to drive. The Ferrari Roma is more exotic and faster, but it's less comfortable and less practical. The Porsche 911 Turbo S is more track-focused, but it doesn't have the same grand touring presence. So where does the DB13 win? In balance, it's the only car that combines British elegance with supercar performance and everyday usability. It beats the Continental GT in driver engagement. It outshines the Roma in refinement. But it lacks the third-row seating of an SUV, and it's not for everyone. So, final verdict? The Aston Martin DB13, the next-generation Grand Tourer, isn't just a great car, it's a landmark achievement. It proves that a GT can be luxurious, powerful, beautiful, and deeply engaging, all at once and without compromise. It's for the driver who wants the pinnacle of British engineering without sacrificing excitement. For the collector who craves heritage. For the enthusiast who still believes in the soul of the combustion engine. But is it for everyone? No. If you need over 300 miles of range on electric power, if you're on a tight budget, or if you're not ready to embrace a hand-built machine, this might not be your car. But if you want the perfect blend of elegance, performance, and soul, the DB13 is as close as it gets to automotive perfection. So, what do you think? Is this the most exciting Grand Tourer of the decade? Would you trade efficiency for that level of craftsmanship and emotion? Or would you go for something more practical? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and comment below what car you want reviewed next.